Round two for the bingo is here, and your boy is getting absolutely violated as per usual. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, and today we got to talk about the Winter Soldier situation because I know a lot of you guys are not happy with what Netmarble decided to do this time around for Bucky. I felt as though a lot of people were happier with the Revolution uniform as opposed to this Thunderbolt one, which I figured was going to be the case the moment I saw that they were turning him back into a speed superhero. A lot of people were very happy that he was a combat villain. It basically gave him a place where he could be meta, and he is, for some people, meta for ABL. I personally use Kingpin. I like Kingpin a lot more. However, for the upper limits of ABL, them guys, they be using Bucky. And honestly, I'm gonna take the positive approach. It's not the best uniform in the game, but I think this uniform actually makes Bucky one of the best characters for new players, new free-to-play players. Like if you're coming in, you have a fresh account, and the reason why I'm saying that is because you're in a situation as a new player where you don't have a lot of characters built. Having this guy that can swap from being a speed human superhero to being a combat human supervillain is very useful, all for the low price of $875 if you get the uniform on sale. If you decide to build him up to tier 4, that essentially gives you two tier 4s that are very good. I'm not saying Bucky is by no means a character that you should tier 4. I'm just trying to look at the positive aspects of these two uniforms, because there's very few characters in the game right now that can do what he can do. Switch typings, right? And also switch factions at the same time. That's very, very important, right? Not saying he's the best tier 4 in the game by any means. Not saying he's a must-have tier 4. Rather, the deeper your roster gets, the more characters you have built, the less valuable he will become for you. But if you don't have a lot of characters built, this uniform and the previous one, both of them actually have value. It's a lot better of a situation than that what we had, or rather still have, with Falcon, where Falcon got two uniforms very, very close to each other. And honestly, the new one from Brave New World is kind of worthless, and I kind of just keep him in the zombie uniform for the support buff, as niche as it may be. So I think that the Bucky situation could have been worse. It's not the best, but it could have been worse. He still has iframe ignoring his kit. He still has damage accumulation. He's still, I would say, easy enough to play, even though I'm gonna be playing him with a rage. And they did kinda fix his rotation for me anyways, and how I like to play my characters. Like for example, this version of Bucky, you're doing a slight delay with the grenades, right? So you could technically make him proc friendly because you're doing, let me just go ahead and turn that off. You could literally do slight delay and then 5 cancel and then proc on 4. I don't like the fact that they got rid of the iframe, because before previously was a full iframe. I would have liked it if they had kept it as a full iframe, and I really liked the movement of the old forward skill from the Revolution uniform, right? But with this version of Bucky, you could technically play him with a CTP of energy or a mighty destruction by simply just going 3 slight delay and then 5 insta cancel 4 proc, and then you do the same thing and then proc on your tier 3. Pretty good rotation, pretty easy rotation to remember. Whereas let me go ahead and just swap him over to the other uniform. Boom. With this uniform now, the way how you play Bucky is you go 3 cancel, 4 delay, and you have to let him throw that rocket launcher in the sky. Otherwise, the 5th skill kind of robs you of damage. Okay, so hold on. Let me get closer so you can see what I'm talking about. Like if I go 5 and range issue. Again, that's a thing with this uniform. See if I can get it right to show you. See it? If I cancel out of it too quickly, like even right there, like, oh, come on, bro. Anyways, this uniform is really, really clunky and awkward to play. I don't like playing it, and that's why I chose to play Kingpin. And before that, even when he had Eclipse Hulk, I still played with Hulk until we got Kingpin, right? I just don't like. The only thing I like from this uniform is the fact that the forward skill is a full iframe, and I do like the movement, even though he technically ends up back where he starts. The iframe moves so he can dodge some attacks. So I like this uniform for that. But I'm not everyone. I personally prefer this one for World Boss, and I'm going to show you guys some World Boss content in a second here. Not saying it's a must-buy uniform. I think the only must-buy uniform from this second part of the Thunderbolts update is actually Taskmaster, especially if you're free to play. And I'm gonna give you guys some content on Taskmaster as a DPS, so look out for that. But I did want to address the Bucky situation because I feel as though a lot of people are really pissed off with what happened. But it's actually not as bad as it could have been, right? And to be honest, I think it's kind of hypocritical to complain about Bucky going back to being a speed hero when we first got tier 4s, we were praising Iron Man for the ability to swap from being a villain to being a hero. Do you guys remember that when we had Superior Iron Man as a tier 4, even though he wasn't necessarily that great, just being able to swap from hero to villain to give players more flexibility for a tier 4 that they've already built up? We were praising Netmarble for that. So why is it that all of a sudden we're not going to praise them for doing the exact same thing for Bucky? Question. Anyways, again, not saying they couldn't have gone further, not saying they couldn't have done more, or they shouldn't have done more, but I'm just saying this, what they did here, is actually a way to keep two uniforms viable for the same character. I would have preferred if maybe they'd made this one a PvP uniform, right, and gone further, but it's not the worst thing that we've seen them done. Just saying, Falcon is a perfect example of that. Anyways, a little bit of a rant here, but controversial take. It is what it is. You don't have to agree with me. I'm not asking you to agree with me, right? And this is part of the reason why the negativity and stuff that I feel sometimes towards characters. People say, "Oh, you really hate the game." I don't. But when you care about something and you kind of want to see them do right with the thing that you care about, and sometimes I feel as though they just don't, right? But the point is, if I feel as though I'm gonna come here and sit for 20 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes and all I have to do or say is a whole bunch of negative comments, I'm just not there in that headspace anymore, bro. I'd rather just not make a video. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to look at the positive side, and I'm just trying to have a little bit of fun before the lights shut off. You know what I'm saying? Anyways. Oh, come on. She moved. Gonna try to be cheeky here and do that. And one of the cool things, oh, hold on. I'm gonna get hit here because I'm trying to be greedy. But one of the cool things about Bucky is that I believe even with his villain uniform, he still keeps the leadership tag. So as a villain, you can use him with White Fox, and that's a rare treat. You know, like he's definitely, because of the teams that you can use him with. He's definitely better than Red Guardian and Yelena. That's for damn sure. Way better than them. My movement speed is kind of low these days, so I have to be kind of on the cautious side. It is what it is. Like, I don't think he's as bad as people portray him to be. And the thing is, I've seen people send me screenshots. Hold on. Of them getting 18 million with this version of Bucky and ABX, right? And they're like, "Oh, this is trash because he's not better than Luna." Come on, bro. Like, a character that can get, like, again, it was a maxed out account. I have a friend that's a super mega whale, but he sent me a screenshot, and I'm just like, bro, like, you're gonna tell me that a character can get 18 million, almost 19 million in fucking ABX, and you're gonna say he's trash just because there's somebody who can do it better? Like, Like doesn't make any sense. Like I don't think he's a trash character, right? And hold on, let me just not get myself killed. I don't want to tag out here just because I'm talking shit and I don't want to die. Uh, anyways, my rotation is kind of trash, but whatever. Like I don't think he's as bad as people are making him out to be, and that's okay. I could have gone a little bit further there. There we go. Whatever. Again, I'm not saying I think he's more of a for new player type character, right? The new people coming in that don't have a lot of characters, I would recommend Bucky to them, right? But again, like I said, the further you get in the game, the less value he's gonna have. Controversial take, I know. Um, okay, good. I'll just go ahead and squeeze that in. And I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, yo, but Miles Morales is better." Here's the thing: Miles Morales can't swap uniforms and become a combat villain. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. And I don't think Miles Morales can outscore Bucky in the speed uniform at tier 4 in ABX. I really don't. Anyways, let me see what's popping here. I don't think we can do 49, but he can try 29 at level 80. Let's see what's popping here. Leave me your thoughts in the comments, though. I know a lot of y'all probably not gonna agree with me, but what can I say? I can't please everyone, right? If I came here and I complained, there would be people telling me, "Bro, stop complaining, just quit the game." And if I have a positive take, be like, "Bro, you're glazing," like, you know what I'm saying, like, okay. So I can't please anyone. So, oh, hold up. Oop. Oop, I'm gonna get clapped. Ooh, wow. Okay, let me go ahead and just. Okay. Come to the center, fool. Feels like I could probably get more damage proccing on the tier 3. And I'm looking at the damage and I'm wondering, could I have done 40 plus? Or 45? Maybe. Alright. Top side. Yeah, I wish he still had the iframe. No! Oh, it didn't take that much damage. Thank you, White Fox and Nick Fury, for that little bit of damage reduction that you provide. Oh, really? Okay. Oh, we got him. Just in time. Just in the nick of time. Alright, whatever. Just throw out the heli. Let's see, playing him with the rage just allows me to actually have fun. I don't have to worry about no proc, nothing, and I can still clear this in good time. But if you have the energy on him, you want to keep the rotation tight. 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 3, 5, 4. Keep it tight. Ooh, that hurt. Oh well, we back in. Go ahead and just spin the block till I'm dizzy, like we're easy. Drop the heli on his head top. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna wrap it up right here. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a showcase for my guy Bucky Barnes, because I feel as though most people are not going to talk about him in a positive light, and I don't think it's all negative, man. I think him being able to swap typing with 2 uniforms that's viable and relevant is not bad. I think what they could have done though is make it like a synergy thing, but it's they don't have really any synergy because this one, the revolutionary one, doesn't have anything to do with the movie. But I still think it has its value. You know, leave me your thoughts in the comments though. I'm going. Peace.